Greetings, Coach Mashudu here. I trust you're well. It's a Tuesday. It's time for Money Matters. So this is the second month. So last month, if you have missed out on the tips I've been sharing, I urge you to go to my YouTube and to my Facebook accounts and just recap. So I'm Coach Mashudu Mbele. I'm a transformation life coach. I'm also a credit repair coach, and I'm also an energy healer. I'm a negative emotional therapy practitioner. So I have got so many hats that I carry. I'm also an entrepreneur. So welcome. And if it's for the first time you're joining this, I would just like to say welcome to this Tuesday sessions. And if you have been here before, just thank you for just having to spend this time with me and just prioritizing, because there are so many competing priorities and you could be somewhere else besides here. So remember just to share. And I'd also like to welcome guys, if you can just share your nuggets or just take someone you believe needs to hear. And today's topic is about how to stop living from paycheck to paycheck. And it's a interesting topic to talk about. And I've lived from paycheck to paycheck, paying Peter, getting money from Peter, paying Paul, and then after that I take it back to Peter. And it's not a nice cycle to be in. And you find that most people are in it until they understand where they are in terms of their debts. And what do I do as a credit repair coach? So I help people to fix their credit. I help them to remove their judgment and their prescriptive debts as well. And then when it comes to debt review, I'll refer you to the teams that I work with. So I don't do debt review, but I'll refer you. So my aim is to guide you to make informed decisions, better decisions about your money, and also to understand your beliefs and why are you in the mess that you're in terms of your finances. It's about changing your behaviors, because when you change your behavior, you'll be able to change your actions. And whatever mess you're in, you have to fix it. No one can't, and you can get the help and whatever. Even if you meet with me, I'll guide you and provide you with the coaching. But at the end of the day, you are responsible in taking action. So it's the same as when somebody said you can do this. It's up to you whether you take the action or you don't. Whether you take the action or you don't, it's still a decision that you've made about yourself and then about your financial matters. And you could say that money is small and you're not getting more money, or someone will say, yo, I'm getting a lot of money, and all is due to your actions and your behaviors in terms of your money. So my focus when you come to me as a credit repair coach is to be your accountability partner and to help you understand why you're in your mess, and also to help you change your behaviors. But you changing, it depends on you. It's doing the work that you'll be given, and also your beliefs. And if you look at your finances at the moment, just ask yourself, when you were growing up, your caregivers, how did they manage money? So just ask yourself, how did they manage money? Did they manage money like you did? Are you repeating the same cycle? You might find that you are repeating the same cycle, and it's time to change that. And you've got the responsibility to do that. And as I was preparing for this session, I just looked at the stats for where we are. And in terms of the stats which were done back then by Stats SA in October 2021, it was reported that there were 13,000 civil judgments. That is the judgments which are already through, because one would have gone through a debt review, which are there, which have been given. And this is related to the money that has been lent, land services and other debts. And that equates to 338 million rands. And I'm not sure about now, because this was a stats which was available up to October 2021. So are you one of the part of this test? So this is an opportunity, listening to this and taking action about what you need to do. Because at the end of the day, you're the steering of your life, no one else. as much as we can preach and say this, but everything revolves around you taking action and changing and saying you're doing something different about your life as well. It's about staying intentional. It's about taking action and paying attention and sticking to what you said you'll do. As much as a coach, I'm just going to help you to have financial peace, because I'll be looking at your assessment. So when you come to me, we'll do an assessment to look at your credit report across all the credit bureaus, and then we look at how you spend money and also look at the patterns that will be seen on the report. And then we'll also you'll also do a self-assessment, knowing where you spend your money. Do you know where you spend your money? So that is what we'll look at. And then after that, we'll have a session where I'll provide you feedback, and also there will be questions that I'll be asking you. And then from there, you'll take the action, the way forward of what you'll do in terms of your finances and how you're going to remove yourself from there. And with that discussion, you'll also get a budget plan, of a payment plan of how you can reduce your debt compared to what you would have done without even consulting me. So I become your accountability partner, I become your coach and help you as well. So let's delve to today's discussion. And as I said, shared the stats of 2021 in terms of the civil judgment. Are you part of the 13,000 people who have got civil judgments in South Africa? And their debt is based on the money lent because they are unable to service their debt. And you don't want to be there. So that is quite important. So as we are chatting, so say hi. I want to know who I'm with. Who am I with? Do I have anyone, or I'm by myself? But when you're coming through, just say hi. And before I get to the topic, another thing which I just want to highlight today, it's on the Business Tech website, and they're talking about the food inflation. And did you know that the food inflation increased from June by 2.7%, from June to August? In June, it was 8.6%. And then in August, it's at 11.3%. And many households are suffering in terms of food because everything is going up. So that is why it's important to manage your debt. Get help before your things get repossessed, before you are just in a mess and you don't know what to do. So I'll urge you, get the help as well. And remember, with debt, you can't be jailed for debt. But if you are owing SARS, you might be imprisoned. So you might find that you're not managing your debt, and then you're not declaring, and it comes to a point where you're owing SARS. So that is important. That is why it's important to come and have these discussions and take some action. So how to stop living from paycheck to paycheck? So one of the first one is to know your debts. Do you know all your debts? One of them is to know all your debts, of how much you are owing. This from the home loans, the loans, everything that you owe. So it's important that you know that, rather than just seeing the messages on your phone, normally on payday, just getting those instant messages. So know your debt. That is, because if you don't have that knowledge, how will you stop living from paycheck to paycheck, because you don't know what you're paying? And you might find out that you're paying for things which you're not supposed to pay for. So it's important you know what you're owing, and it's important to heal your relationship with money, because if you don't have a good relationship with money, you're going to have a debt crisis. You're going to have sleepless nights. You'll suffer from anxiety, depression, because you don't know what to do. So you need to start healing your relationship with money. And that is where I can help you as a coach and look at your beliefs, why you do the things that you do. Some of the things you might say, I've been trying to do it myself. So it's an opportunity to get counsel from those who can help you better, who've got the information and the techniques to help you to manage that. So also what you can do, so is knowing what you owe. So that is important, because before you even come to me, I'm going to ask you, do you know what you owe? And then the second one, which is one of the things that I love, is consider the snowball method of paying your debts. And that is what I would normally recommend when we look at the payment plan. So we are looking at your lowest debts and just putting them, cascading them, and see how you're going to pay, looking at the repayment plans and also the interest of each debt. Then once you have finished the other one, the money that you're paying for the one which is closed, it goes to the next debt. So until you finish the whole debt, and you realize that your payment terms, the length reduces, and you start attaining your freedom. Because when you start using the snowball effect, you are able to also be able to contribute some of the money on your emergency fund. And now with hearing that food, the CPI for food, it has increased by 2.7% compared to June. So this is an opportunity where you'll have to look at, what am I going to do? How am I going to get that 2.7%? Where is it going to come from to still buy the food that I normally buy? So it will help you when you follow that snowball. And we normally chat about it fully when we have our consultation. So another one is to start your emergency fund. So that is quite important. Even it can be 10 rand. You can just go to your bank that you bank with and you start saving. So you don't have to wait for the month end to pay. Each time you just have that excess of money, just go and pay it. And then you can also automate it. I also automate it in my bank. So I do have the savings account. So I've got one with the bank that I bank with, and then also with Time Bank. And you can create what we call the goal saves. So it's separate from your normal transaction. So you can create, and I know from a year, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 6% interest that you get. So you can even name the goal that you want to achieve. So you can do that. Or you can join a stokvel. I manage a stokvel, and in that stokvel, we normally only get our money year end. If you pass on, your beneficiaries will get your money. So we normally call it the 13th check. Just normally in December, there are so many things to pay. So one has got access to that money. So find those stokvels. And then also there are penalties with us, is that if you miss 3 savings, you only get the money that you saved. You don't get the interest. Your interest gets shared amongst the team. So this is just to promote the spirit of saving, and I love it. And then so when you have an emergency fund, it helps you for any emergencies that are going to come there. So it prepares you for the unexpected situations that will come into your life as well. So that is why it's important to open a savings. And if you are not disciplined enough, find a stokvel which you agree with the constitution, because we also have got a constitution. So that is what is quite important to us. So, and then you can also set up a budget, and your budget is very important. It needs to be centered around the 4 pillars. And the 4 pillars, that is your food, your petrol, your utilities, and your transportation. Because if you're able to have food, you're able to look at your transport, your shelter, and your utilities. So you've got something to pay for what you're going to support your family. You've got a shelter, and you've got something to take you, a mode of transport to take you to work or to your business. So that is why important. Then you can add later, just look at the other expenses based on the highest, depending on the priority that you place them. So that is what you can do. And then, hi, Coach Philadelphia, welcome. So another thing that you can do is check your insurances and your policies. And it's quite prudent to have your insurances, check them every year. And if you've got a financial advisor, it's required that you meet with them every year, and then you look. And if you've got multiple policies and insurances, it's not prudent to have that with so many service providers. It's better to have them in 1 or 2, so that you minimize the services cost and all, because you find that the money that you could be contributing into your emergency fund is coming from there. And when you add for the whole year, how much has been gone because you are looking at different products. So find, and this week is the financial planning week. So find a financial advisor who can assist you with that. And if you can't find one, let me know. I can help you. I can help you find one as well. And also in terms of your budget and your money, it's important that you know your financial fitness. And I've got a lovely guide that I've created, and you can just download it on our website, which is www.inegasolutions.co.za. I'll also share a link so you can just download it and just check how financial fit you are. And then you also do the quiz. So I received an email from a client say, I downloaded the document and the quiz, I almost had palpitations and I realized that I need help. I thought I was fine, but just do it. It just gives you that aha moment. Because if you don't know, because part of the first thing of changing is knowing where you are, what is the root cause, what is the situation that you're in. So you can set up a budget and look at those 4 pillars, and then from there you look at the other expenses according to priority. That is what you can do, and then check your insurances, the services fee that you're paying to multiple companies. So find and then tell your financial advisor what you need as well. And if you don't know, ask and participate in, and then you can speak to different ones and do an interview and hear how each one services you, because before you make a decision, because you are the master of your own life, you are the character of your own life. And then you can also look at your spending, just cut your spending where it's necessary. So you can, it doesn't mean you're going to cut your spending for forever, but you just, when you're in the process of saving and you getting better, you have to be patient, because it's a journey. It's not something that just happens overnight. Similar to your debts, you find that they didn't just happen overnight. So you need to be patient with yourself. So you need, and also you can ask on how you can do that. And then also you can also pay your most expensive loan first, and then we can guide you on how to do that, looking at your interest rate and also looking at the Snowball method that I've shared earlier. And then you can also look at your meal plan. Have you been buying takeaways? Is it time for the next 3 months just to reduce the takeaways and just have a meal plan? And if you've got a family and kids, you can involve the kids and say, guys, this is where we are. What can we do? How can we be creative about making our meals? And it will help, because as much as you don't share your pains around your credit, your debt, and everything, your kids are watching how you're managing money, and they watch based on what you're saying. You say, no, I don't have money for this. Do you think money grows from trees? And then they start having that belief, and you don't want that. You want that. You want to change that status quo. So you could do that. And then also another thing, you can save up for big stuff so that you pay them cash. Like for me, when I was almost taken to credit bureau, when I was in tertiary, after that I almost threw it, and I went like, I'll never buy clothes on credit. So with us in our house, I don't have any clothing accounts ever since the year 1999. I've never had a clothing account. And I learned my lesson. So I normally buy clothes cash. If I don't have the cash, we save. Even with the family, when we buy clothes, we have learned to say, we're going to save for you. We're going to save for you. You might be surprised. People get surprised when we go to malls and they just see we're buying for one person, and they'll get and says, no, today it's a day, or today it's his day. But if there's excess cash, we can buy something tiny for the other one. But we have learned that about prioritizing, which is quite amazing. So you could do that. And also another thing that you can do, the clothes that you have on your wardrobe, have you worn them for the past 6 months? So just ask yourself, have you worn all the clothing that you have on the past 6 months? If you haven't, it's time to sell them and make extra cash. So, and that extra cash can go towards your emergency fund, or it can go towards your debt. And you have to be disciplined, because I know when the extra cash comes, there's something popping up, but you have to have instill that discipline in your life. And then also it's to live below your means, because you know you've got debt, and then maybe you're promoted and you start acquiring more debt. So you'll always be in that spiral. So it's living below your means and manage and reduce your debt. And you won't do that for forever, but you just have to be disciplined and have that discussion with your family. And when you're doing this, it's important to remember your why you're doing this. The why is that you want to have financial peace and financial freedom. You want to be always to prepare for the unexpected, and you want to be able to sleep, because you might be sick now, having anxiety, depression, and if that is you, reach out. So I'm a coach, so I can speak to you from a coach perspective to try and understand what your issue is. So you can also focus on the essential, which you really need, not the wants, but the need. And I made an example last week about how I learned about the wants and the needs, because when I started working, I was just pleasuring, because I didn't grow up in a yeah. My upbringing was quite difficult, because my dad passed on when I was 3, and my mom was staying with my granny, and my mom wasn't working mostly when I was in high school. So one was supported by granny, who was supporting my grandkids and us. So it was quite a tough situation. And then when I started working, money was just coming in, and when you don't have a good relationship, when you look, you just want to splash and splash, and you just buy anything. So one of my friends called Cherry says, we'll go with her shopping. And then one day he said, do you really need this outfit wearing through it, or do you want it? And I said, why are you asking? She said, just answer, because I've seen a pattern with you. So if you don't want, if it's a want, we're leaving it. So today I'm going to learn one of the valuable lessons about mine. I was so angry with it. But deep down, I didn't take it, but it was a lovely, valuable lesson that I learned, and I'm quite grateful for that. And then also, what you can do if you've got extra time, we've got 24 hours in a day. Look at your passion, look at your talents and gifts. What can you do? What side hustle can you do? What services? Maybe you work Monday to Friday and then Saturdays, and then you say you rest on Sundays. What can you do on Saturday? How can you serve people so that something that they need, they can't do it themselves, but you have the skills and the talent. So what is it that you can give them? Then they can pay you, and then you start making extra cash. So it's having a side hustle, and you realize as you're doing more side hustles, more opportunities come. And if you don't know what your purpose is, let us know. You can reach out. I do have a course on that, and we can also have a consultation so that we find your purpose, which will pay you, because you'll be serving from the heart, and it is something that you have been gifted. You don't have to go digging for it. It's within you. And also another thing that you can do is to really negotiate your bills. So look at, maybe you've got DSTV, you're on premium. Do you really need premium? Do you watch all the channels, or do you need to downgrade? Because my find that you've got premium, you've got Netflix, you've got Showmax. So look into that. What can you downgrade? So also your insurances. Look at the credit cards you can have and other insurances. Are you not double dipping? Are you not paying for the same thing in different companies? That is why it's important to speak to your financial advisor. As I said, this week is a financial planning week, so you can reach out to one. If you don't know one, let me know. I'll connect you with my networks who can help you. So it's important you shop around for better things. And there's something that is so valuable that you have within. It's about the energy. And when I was, before this session, I was just reading one of the posts from Noel. She was just talking about different energies, about how people they just drain your energy, and how it's important that you just cut the cords and you just move on. So you might find that whoever you're chatting to who has been helping you, and you're not getting the service that you need because the energies, there's no synergy, there's no congruence. Cut the cords, go and find someone else. There's 7 billion people in the world. I don't know how many financial advisors are there in the world, but you can find one that sync with you, that you trust, and you believe that they'll provide you with a better service. So that is what you can do. So look into that. It's time to heal your relationship with money. It's time to manage, have a better relationship with your money as well. And it's important that you make the right decision, because if you do nothing and you're in the mess that you're in, and we can see our country, electricity is going up. And I just saw in the top 5 things that are affecting South Africa today, one of them is water. There's water bursts, and mostly in Joburg. And many places like Soweto, they've got issues with water, and people have to go and buy water. So if you don't have that access, that emergency fund, how are you going to buy that excess water so that you can cook, so that your kids can eat, so that you can have other means? So it's important you take your finances seriously. It's important you heal your relationship with money. It's important that you know what are your limiting beliefs. If you've got limiting beliefs with money and you've got a bad relationship, that money comes in and then immediately disappears. So money needs to stay, but it needs to flow. It needs to flow. And if it's not flowing and it's running away, you really need to do something about it. It could be a generational issue that you need to address. But all the answers, everything lies with you, because you're the main character of your life. And I just want to leave you with these tips at the moment. So look at your income, and then look at your transportation. How much are you spending on your transportation? So in a nutshell, there's a ratio. You need to spend about less than 15% in terms of money on your transportation, petrol, and everything. And you realize at the moment you're not, because everything is going high up. So what are you going to do about it? And then also on your savings, you need to spend at least more than 15% of your income. Are you saving that? So look into that homework. And then the other one is your secure debt. The secure debt can be a house, can be a car, because it's a secure debt is always backed by a collateral that if you can't meet the payments, so whoever the lender will be able to sell your car or sell your house on auction, and then they can be able to recoup the money that you owe them. So your secure debt, are they less than 25%? So look at that. If they are more than that, you really need to do something. Reach out. I will help you so that you can manage that. And then your unsecured debt could be credit card. So unsecured debt is debt which doesn't have a collateral. So that needs to be less than 10%. Is it more than 10%? So if there are red flags. If there are red flags, reach out to me. You can also send a WhatsApp, or you can email. So you can send a WhatsApp on 061 518 3208. And so send a WhatsApp with CRP to end your name, and then we'll be able to help you. So look into that. And also, if you didn't do this, and just do the financial fitness guide and quiz that I shared. Look at that quiz. Go and have a inner surgery of your finances by doing that guide, and have a realistic talk and be vulnerable with yourself, and decide whether you're going to take action or you're going to just live life as it is, because even if you pass on, your debts will be paid by your estate. It doesn't mean if you don't do anything now, those who are left behind will have to fix up your money mess. And you can't do that. You don't want to leave a legacy of saying where they are cursing you, and then they are coming to say you need to come back and fix your mess. That is not nice. So do something with your finances. Do something now. and you can help. And when you understand, you heal your money story, you heal your financial traumas. Your kids will be able to manage their money much better. Imagine as an angel and you say, oh, wow, I taught them well. They are better than me, and you are happy. And they're peaceful, and they're having that financial peace and freedom. So that was it for me. So I trust you have learned on how to stop living from paycheck to paycheck. At the end of the day, everything lies with you. You've got the power because you're the main character in your life. And the moment you change your behaviors, you'll be able to change your actions. And no one can do that for you but you. And when you're ready to look at your credit and you want to fix it, because I'll help you to fix it. So do send me a message on those details I've provided. And yeah, let's help you. So let's help you to be better. Let's help you to manage better. Let's help you to have that financial peace and freedom for you to sleep better and to also have beautiful engagements at home and not worry about payday, not worry about the 15th, the last day of the month or first day of the month based on what when you are paid. And also, if you're on my YouTube, so subscribe and like so that next time, even if you are not, you don't have time to listen to me, you'll be able to get a notification of this discussion. And tag your friends also just to come through and just share on your timeline. You might find that there's someone who really needs to hear this message, because all I'm doing just providing you financial literacy. And where I don't know, I'll refer you to the network that I work with who will be able to assist you. But it's time to heal your money story. It's time to change your story. It's time to be able to sleep better by taking action and listening from this, and you do nothing. By the time, the same time this year, you'll be in the same situation. I don't know what is your current situation. And also, it's important you get your credit report. You might find that your credit report looks amazing, saying good. But one thing that we do as well is to assess. That is why we look at everything, your household expenses, looking at the ratio as much as what is saying. If it's very positive, we say you're able to manage your debts. But there are other expenses that you need to look at before you acquire other debts. So that is quite important. That is why we look holistically at your situation, not only one aspect, but just holistically at your situation, so that you can be better, so that you can sleep better, so that you can be empowered, so that you can have that self-accountability to make the right decisions with your money. So that's me, your coach. So I'll see you next week, Tuesday, same time. So remember, save the date, and then we'll share the topic that I'll be sharing. And if there's a topic you desire me to chat about, type it. I'll focus on that. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of the evening with your loved ones, with your family. And remember, it's all about having a better relationship with money. It's all about healing your money traumas. It's all about healing your money story, and it starts with you. You're the main character. So do the responsible thing. Have an intention, and make goals of what you're going to do with your life. Thank you. Bye-bye.